Good?
So it's on.
Do it.
Alright. It's picking up where we left off.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I can kind of see the stream on Twitch. I don't know why it's... Oh, there we go. There we go. Looks good to me. Where's the... Okay, there's... thing. That's weird. Oh. Okay, cool. Perfect. I had to mute the whole page on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, otherwise it'll probably get a bit confusing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just like a couple second delay for what we do and what's going on Twitch.
Mm.
Nice. I can monitor the chat room if oh, you can see it from your end too, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just slightly delayed.
Ah, cool.
Have you ever played the remakes of this?
No. I think the most I ever did was play a little bit of Final Fantasy VI Advance on the Game Boy Advance, and I didn't finish it. But I've seen a lot of the remakes that are out there, and I'm not a big fan. I know that you played the one, the latest one, basically, right?
It was this like the port of the mobile version to Steam.
Yes, and I think that's the most current. Cool.
So I know that one had obviously different sprites and textures, and some of the dialogue was changed.
So yeah, for the worse, as far as I know. But I mean, I didn't actually like experience it, so you'd have a better judge of that, I suppose.
I haven't finished it, but crap, I'm trying to think of what was changed. Like some of the moves or the abilities and spells were changed.
So okay.
And it didn't seem like immediately apparent why. And like what you were saying yesterday about the spelling of Phoenix, that was corrected.
Well, that's good, at the very least.
Which, like, I'm still not sure how much that was an actual mistake versus like a logical choice on their part.
Right.
The same as like the character names have a character limit, because I think it just has to do with flash storage on the original cartridge.
But if I can, like, just thinking of like the words of other items, like the length of the word, I think some of them are as long as Phoenix would be. Like remedy. Like, isn't that about as many letters? Or tincture? That's a long word.
Yeah, and they do spell that out.
Yeah. Oh, but that's, yeah, actually Phoenix Down is, it's 2 words. So that does make it longer. You could be right. That's just the first time I ever heard that explanation. I just assumed it was a dumbass spelling error.
To me it was like, oh, maybe they just have a shortage of space.
Oh?
Because at least I know in Nintendo games that was a thing.
Well, it looks like it can only fit 2 more characters, and if you spelled it right, there would be 3 more characters, so you're probably right.
Yeah, it also has to do with tabbing. Because like sleeping bag, including the space, you have 2 more spaces or blank characters left before the price.
Of a bitch.
And arguably, I don't know if there's anything in the game that costs in the tens of thousands. Because
I don't think so.
The largest price that they could have without things running into each other, and without the tabbing looking different, would be
Right.
99,000.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, well.
Before
That's
we
an
go
actually. I like that explanation better than they just fucked up.
I'm sure there's stuff that they messed up,
Yeah.
but I have a
Like,
feeling like this wasn't it.
I feel like the glitch regarding the making someone go invisible and casting death on them, like that should work for normal enemies, but it shouldn't work for full-on bosses. And I think they forgot or didn't bother.
That I actually thought that was like an Easter egg. They're like, hey, you figure this out, everything dies.
It didn't seem like it was that hard to figure out because it said it in the instruction manual. You know, it said that if you're invisible, you're more susceptible to magic, and like.
Oh, it did?
Doom never hits. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, I've read that damn thing so many fucking times. It definitely did. Maybe if not in the instruction book, but definitely it did in the player's guide. But also in the player's guide, it straight up tells you that thing is but I think I never tried on bosses, even knowing that it did work on regular enemies, because like I wouldn't have wanted it to work. Like, and I wouldn't have expected it to, because like it doesn't seem like it should.
I'm trying to think of if I've used that often.
I think I've only really ended up doing it when like the boss was really kicking my ass and I was about to die, like as a
like, okay, we're
desperation.
doing this. Whoa! Oh, I remember that glitch. Did you see that?
Yeah. I don't remember ever doing that though. You just have to stand still and let him go through you.
Yeah, well, he has to walk like one space below you, and then you sort of like you can't figure it out.
What are layers? You're a nice boy. Oh,
Sabin and/or Sabin.
Yeah, I've always said Sabin. Well, we always said Sabin. Sabin sounds good too, like we mentioned in the first video. That'll never be seen because it was totally fucked up. But whatever. We'll
redo that one. We
We
know where
could.
it starts and we know where it ends.
Yeah,
So
we could just
we'll do
replay the beginning.
some filler.
if you feel it's necessary, but why not to make it complete, right?
I feel like I'm just gonna embarrass myself when it comes time to do the blitzes.
Oh jeez, those were always like deceptively hard to do for some reason. Like I stopped trying to do the air blade and the bum rush because it almost never worked. I would just stick with the mantra, because that's like button presses, not like Hadoukens and stuff. But like the aura bolts was like 90% success rate, I think, for me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Even with that, it didn't work all the time. Was it harder for you?
So playing it on PC, depending on what I have plugged in. So previously I was using a Logitech controller, and this time around I just plugged in my PS4 controller.
Oh.
So we'll see if that one's more responsive.
You're using your PS4 controller on your PC?
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get that to work. How did you do that? Did you have to like buy something?
No. Windows 10 actually just figured it out on its own.
What?
But
that never worked for me.
Steam supports it natively.
Dang.
And there's like a third-party driver that you can install.
Shit, I didn't know that, because the last time I tried it was a few years ago, but for what I could tell, I needed to buy some extra peripheral to like let it sync with it.
No, 0%. Well, mine's connected through USB, but my PC has Bluetooth, so presumably I could connect it through Bluetooth also.
Right. So does mine. It didn't work last time. I should try it again because I like the PS4 controller a lot better than the Xbox controller. That's what I'm using. That'd be great. I'm gonna try that next chance I get.
Yeah, it should just work. Like you just plug it in, especially if you're on Windows 10 and like a modern version of it, it should just work.
I'm on 10 home, I think. Which do
Oh, sorry, you cut out for a bit. What was that?
said, what are you drinking?
Lagavulin.
What?
A scotch? It's like a super peaty, very peaty scotch.
What's the name of it?
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin. Sounds fancy.
You might like it.
I got me a plastic bottle of Seagram 7.
Sweet Jesus. Plastic?
Sweet indeed. Because it actually tastes like sweeter than most whiskeys for some reason. It's weird.
That sounds like hangover galore.
It's never given me a hangover for some reason. But the thing is, like, it's 40% like all the other whiskeys. Well, like most other whiskeys, but it doesn't taste as strong. Like I could like make a wicked bigger drink than I normally would, and it wouldn't burn. You know, like that I make usually. I usually don't go this low class, you guys. All 0 people in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I just decided I hadn't had Seagrams in a long time, and I had a bunch of 7-Up, and that's the only whiskey that I've ever had 7-Up with, the 7 and 7, thing.
Oh yeah.
So that's the reason behind it. But then I ran out of 7-Up, and I got Cokes.
No, this is just neat.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard the? I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently the science behind the ice cube is. I mean, there is science behind getting it with an ice cube because of like water, and like because the water's there, your nose and taste buds are like more receptive to it, so it thus objectively.
Yep. Yeah, it'll taste. Yeah. It does change the taste of it a little bit.
I haven't drank enough.
So you can add a little bit of water, or you can have like a big cube in there that just slowly melts, which kind of is the same thing.
Yeah, but neat is just a glass of whiskey, right? Yeah. I haven't done that in a long time, and certainly not long enough to like know the differences between whiskey with water in it.
Yeah, like this one, you wouldn't really mix it with anything. It actually probably wouldn't go well with stuff.
No,
because of what it tastes like.
Peaty, huh? I've never had a whiskey that I would describe as peaty.
I mean, I guess like flavor-wise and smell-wise, it sort of makes you think of like a campfire.
Okay, so I've had some bourbon that is called Campfire. Actually, it's a Colorado local whiskey.
And it High West or something like that. High West Campfire.
I think it's just called Campfire.
So I have a bottle of High West double rye, but I've had their Campfire also. That's really good.
The bottle is a brown, like wine bottle shape, with just it's clear, with a picture of a fire, campfire on it. And it's I think it's by Campfire Brewing or with Campfire Whiskey or whatever.
That
I
might
can't
be
remember.
something different then.
Yeah, but yeah, it's basically just a bourbon that's really smoky. There's Lone Wolf down there.
He's locked up.
Yep. Well, I wasn't paying attention. What do we got to do? Kefka already came in and they talked about what an asshole he is, right?
Yeah, I was just
okay.
Go
to the room.
Guys.
Yep. Jeez, we need those fucking sprint shoes.
I know the walking is painful. Soon.
Terrible. Don't you worry about a thing. This Xbox controller I have is fucking ugly too. Can you see the color? It's like green sparkles.
Oh, I think I can.
Yeah.
Why is it like that?
It's the only one I could find that was wired only. I wanted to make sure. I mean, I didn't want to spend extra money on a wireless controller if I was never going to do that. And that was the only one I could find online.
Wait, was it actually cheaper?
Yeah, it was like $20, I think.
Oh.
Or an Xbox One controller, I guess it is.
Is it a random third-party one?
No, it's Microsoft.
Huh.
Let me make sure. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. It's PowerA. It's by PowerA, and it's got these buttons on the back for like macros. But I haven't used them or anything. I don't need them.
Oh.
Or what? Like it's probably for FPSs.
Mm-hmm.
Or fighters, probably more accurately.
Interesting. Be
if I can play on a PS2 or PS4 controller, PS2, that'd be fun. But yeah, PS4, I like that controller way better, especially for the D-pad.
Yeah.
And I have a nice red one, so yeah, I'd definitely rather use that.
Yeah, you should be able to just plug it in and it works.
Cool. I'll try that when I get off. Got to do some. I was doing Cuphead yesterday. I might want to do some more of that, but I think it's time for some more Chrono Trigger.
You're playing the regular one?
I'm playing out normal Chrono Trigger. Vanilla, as the kids say.
So, I never went fully through this one. This one might be fun for one of the other streams that we do. But it's the Crimson something?
Crimson Tide? That's
Yes.
a movie, isn't it? No, that's like a thing that happens.
That is a thing that happens, but it was like Crimson something. And it's some type of mod for Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. Is that the one that was like the in-between Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross? Or was that just like like I said? What?
I've always wondered, like, who has to clean up all the sand once this thing like emerges from the sand.
All them dudes, all the soldiers, and that one maid. That's all we saw. So that's all that there is.
And he was like, "Sweep this shit up."
I'm gonna look up that mod. It's for Chrono Trigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up.
No, seriously, yeah, just search Chrono Trigger Crimson, and it's gonna fill it in. There's only like one.
Crimson Echoes.
Crimson Echoes. There you go. That's what it is.
So I'm gonna see exactly what it is, because I know one of them was like it was gonna be like a really big game, and yeah, good luck, dude. And it was like 95% fit. Oh! Oh my god, he wasn't fully healed, was he?
I suppose not.
No, he wasn't. Man, I hope you saved it before like this one little bit, because like you might have to go through all that again.
No, we actually will. There was zero saving going on.
Okay, cool. But anyway, yeah. So that game got almost completely finished. It was a fan-made ROM, and then Squaresoft did a system deceased on them, and they were forced to stop.
Yep.
And this is the one. Yeah. Looking at the Wikipedia, this is definitely the one. 98% that they had completed. So yeah, I've played through it just a little bit before. Did you say you have too?
Yeah, a little bit though. Like I think just maybe like 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah, same here. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting through that one too, because I heard that was good.
There were actual cartridges made from it.
Oh.
Like I think you can go on eBay and look this up, and you can buy some type of cartridge as well. I don't know what that means.
I'll check it out. But I mean, I have the EverCart or EverDrive or whatever. It's not exactly called that. It's called the SD to SNES. But like that's effectively it on cartridge. You know, you just put the ROM on the SD card.
Mm.
But that would be cool to own. Let me look it up on eBay.
I think it's probably like hundreds of dollars.
Really?
Well, I think like Chrono Trigger is.
Well, Chrono Trigger is, yes. But you could put it on a NHL 94. Or just produce your own. Yeah, there is a cartridge for it. It's $50.
For the Crimson Echoes?
Yeah. And there's another differently labeled one for $15. Oh, but it's a buy it now. Oh yeah, no, yeah, $14.98. Yeah. Comes from China. Oh my God, you're dying. I just looked over.
It's not looking good. Oh, there's dead.
Oh, we annihilated.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
I do think this game will just involve serious grinding. So it's almost like, at this point, probably the thing to do would be to get everyone up to like level 10.
Why is my I think our grid fam went down. My picture went out. Hang on. I'm signing back in.
Here you go.
There we go. Hello.
I don't know what you ended up doing.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Thanks, Maya. Oh, you know what? We can't see the chat in below you. Isn't that supposed to be there?
It's there.
Oh, it is? I can't see it on the stream. Oh, that's because it must be because I can see the actual stream chat. Oh, there it is. Okay, no, it was just hidden behind this thing. The profile image. Oh, it just wants me to do a profile image. It was a little thing covering it. Sorry, continue on.
I don't know what on earth you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're good. It doesn't matter.
As long as this works, I suppose.
It's all working, yes.
Yeah. All I hear is just crazy talk.
Yeah, no, I was babbling for a second because I couldn't describe it, but there was a thing covering where the where the chat would have been, and I couldn't move it. I had to like click on something else.
Oh.
So yes, everything good. Kill some leafers. We need those precious EXPs.
Makes me think of that South Park episode, the World of Warcraft one.
Oh yes, yeah. What was that song that they played? Was it Live to Win?
Live to Win.
Win.
Just kill the boars. Kill boars.
Let's not get fat and gross though while we do this.
More hot baguettes.
Yeah, stay away from them. I wonder how why GridFam dropped us. Hasn't done that before.
I'm gonna assume you did something and broke it.
I did nothing. I looked up stuff, but I didn't touch the GridFam window. Did nothing.
Yeah, the grindiness aspect of this mod has me a bit worried.
Well, yeah, we'll be all right. I mean, like the rowing thing is definitely going to help us a lot, I think. Like we just said, we can grind a little bit in between episodes so that it's not so much of a
Damn it.
not so much of a problem on us.
It's actually just a serious annoyance.
Barely escaped with your ass.
Son of a bitch.
Can you sleeping bag a wounded person?
I'm pretty sure you can't.
Nope.
Can you elixir a wounded person?
Ow. I think you should probably just fucking restart. We don't have the money for. I mean, yeah, you can buy another Phoenix stem, can't you?
You can.
Yeah, okay. So, do what you will.
Overshot it.
Fresh out of the Phoenix Downs. Oh no.
What's that?
Can't go in there. You gotta go around.
Oh
yeah, you don't need to go in there anyway. Forgot.
Let's rob him first.
Why is that okay? He's like, that's my inventory, and you can literally sell it right back to him.
You know, he's charging you an arm and a leg for these Phoenix Downs, so he's not going to miss that soft.
That's just a funny thing to imagine. Just like, that's mine, old man. I'll sell it to you.
I'm just gonna take this. Thank you very much. Out of here.
Best treasure hunter in the land.
Oh, we do need to talk to him to be able to rest, right?
Yes. Or maybe no. I think he could have gone over to the other end and the other end of the castle and rested there. Maybe.
The guards are blocking those ways.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Designed to funnel you into here.
Fuckers. Let's see, we're at 30 minutes. Not too bad.
Talk to you later. And this part I remember in the remake they changed the wording as well.
To what? Do you remember what they...
I don't remember what it was, but I just remember what they say in the original, and I was like, that wasn't the same.
Guess my technique's a bit rusty.
Yeah, it's like this part would have found him dashing. They changed that to something different.
Like hot?
No, it was like completely irrelevant. So, shit, because we can do that. But now, Locke's gone.
Christ.
So I feel like the beginning is just extra annoying because...
Yeah. It definitely is.
It's very guided at first.
Yeah. If the field is a little bit too hard to level up in right now, maybe we should go back to Narshe and go into the cave and fight some rats.
Could do that.
Yeah.
I think the field would be okay.
I think we just got kind of unlucky at one point.
Terra, she should be able to take most of them out with just magic. Ideal situation is if you'd be able to have both Edgar and Locke, and then free roam for a bit outside, which I don't think
no.
you can. At least not until you get past that part with Kefka.
Yeah, and as far as I remember in the original game, the normal difficulty, if you hadn't grinded a little bit before this fight, it's actually pretty tough anyway.
Was it?
Because that metal kicks your ass, as far as I remember.
I do think that did one-shot you. Not one-shot you, but it did hurt a lot.
It's take you down to at least on your knee.
Whereas did this one just one-shots you.
Well, yeah, but remember, Locke wasn't at full health, and it wouldn't have one-shotted him. He would have had he would have had 50%, or not 50%, but 50 health, which is not much. At least we get to hear this a little bit more. The song doesn't play again for a while.
Gotta fix his boots.
Bootlickers. It's so ridiculous. Like, he's gonna take one more step and there's gonna be more sand on his boots.
He almost made it. Boop. Talk to you. Talk to you.
The witch. You know what? For some reason, that line he said about like more women than grains of sand made me think of the Aladdin game for Genesis.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah,
love that game.
damn good, fun game to play. I haven't played that in a long time.
So he's level 9.
Whoa.
Take her to her room.
That's creepy to like walk away to tell someone that. Like, you could just say that in front of her.
She's no choice in the matter.
I mean, all he does is just like, yo, this way, come on. She goes. I mean, you have to. The plot doesn't go unless she does.
So I actually think this is gonna work.
He's not.
Because he doesn't rejoin you till like the next event starts.
Mm-hmm.
And seemingly he also doesn't get healed.
That's not good. Why didn't he rest too? Like,
Probably
he would have got
he's
his.
not in the team.
Yeah, but he could have, slept. Not in the team.
Okay, wait a minute.
EvilType is evil.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I think it's just grindy, which doesn't necessarily make for a fun mod.
No, the first part of this I remember being pretty grindy for sure. The thing that is fun about it are like the big boss fights afterwards. Once you have like a party of 4, it just feels a lot more, like it opens up more. But I am known for liking games that are just unrealistically painful. So you could be right. Never known anyone to actually say "ack,"
Ack.
except for an alien from Mars Attacks. Like, why is that a thing that's in like literature or like other kinds of dialogue? Like, Kathy from the Kathy comics always says "ack."
Not really sure what sound it's supposed to make.
Right? Like, is it like ah? Because that doesn't, that's not spelled "ack."
It's got that K in there.
Yeah, it's like, but it's got like a AU at the before the K. I don't know.
Alright.
Go get him.
So, literally nothing has changed since the last time we tried this, but let's see.
Cast a heal spell.
Oh, no,
Unlock.
he's only down by 11 HP, so it's...
Right. Jesus.
That really messes them up.
Rocked you. Oh, you didn't get the other tools for him.
That did cross my mind. I mostly want the Bioblaster.
Oh yeah. Does that doesn't work on the attack armor though, right? I mean, can you poison a robot?
Poison, I haven't seen it work very often at all. It just does good damage.
Oh, okay. If I remember right, the drill does good significant damage to one character or one enemy.
Oh, the drill. Oh no, wait. I was thinking chainsaw.
Yeah, you don't get that for a while.
So the chainsaw does catastrophic damage. It's very good.
Yes, or it just misses. So as long as they don't metal kick the crap out of you, you might be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got enough items. I'm not exactly sure where our inventory lies. Oh my god.
That just does such absurd damage.
What we could do if we die here, which we probably will, is we could switch over to another game right here for the rest of the stream, and then like just level up before we play again and get to a better spot, and then do this shit. If you don't want to do this again right now, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to think.
You got one.
Oh yeah, but he's dead.
Yeah, but like that's pretty good. Like that means that the other one was pretty close to dead too, because you were hitting it with auto crossbow, so he was getting some shit every turn. The other guy was just getting extra well done with lock.
Because in this case, basically we can't go in there to start the event.
So what we need to do if you want to do this now is we gotta get a couple levels on these guys, get a bunch of money, get some items before we start the next event. And
yeah, money and items aren't an issue, so that's gonna be fine. It's just a grinding aspect.
Yeah. That is a thing for the first part, for sure.
I'm not really sure how many people want to watch that.
Yeah, that's why I say if you want to switch to something else, we can take care of that in between the boss fight stuff and story stuff.
Because yeah, in Narshe you get free heals, so you can heal indefinitely.
Indeed. Remember how much we used the draw command in Final Fantasy VIII? Oh, jeez.
That was that.
What?
You
do remember that? Yeah, like, everybody complained about it, but I felt like I didn't really have a big problem with it.
It didn't seem like it was an issue to me.
Yeah, because, like, it doesn't take too long to max out one spell. It is, like, unnecessary, I guess. I mean, it's necessary to the system that they developed, but it seemed like the draw system and the whole like junction system was super weird. I was okay with it, but it seemed like the general consensus from the internet was not in favor of. But yeah, I was cool with it. And that thing definitely took up a lot of time. That was the grindiest game I had ever played at that point, I think.
8?
8. Well, yeah, 8, yeah.
Grindy. The one where I found it necessary, and it's almost like you developed a pattern for it, was tactics.
Oh, yes.
Anytime.
Yeah.
A new part opened up on the field, like to progress the story. Like typically there'd be like 1 or 2 areas where you'd go and you'd just have like random encounters followed by some story.
And months before you'd go to the next next story plot thing.
Oh no, it wouldn't be that ridiculous. But generally, like you would level up kind of around 5 levels between going to the next part.
Yeah, fair enough.
And
I think I did a little more.
that would keep you okay.
True, but I didn't play that before 8. I don't think. When did Tactics come out anyway? Because 8 came out in 1999.
It was around the same, like months apart, maybe slightly less than a year apart from
Look up.
7.
Oh, it came out before 1997. Oh, but 98, January 98 in United States. So it definitely came out first. And I don't remember if did you get it when it came out? Because you were the first person to show it to me.
Slightly after, yeah. I didn't get it when it was first released, but a little bit after.
But you got a FF8 right away, and you let me borrow it as soon as you were done with it. So I got to play it pretty soon after it was the year that it came out.
Yeah, the other ones I tended to get right when they came out.
Yeah, because
like 8, 9,
back
10.
then Final Fantasy was like, yes, we need that.
I mean, like even now, I just got through 7 remake.
Well, that's true. Yeah. You were definitely hung on to the newer sequels more than I have. I haven't played anything past 12. I'm trying to make sure that's correct. I played a little tiny bit of the online one, the current online one.
Yeah, same here.
But I don't really like those games. Talk about grindy.
That was pretty grindy.
And like dumb fetch quests, like take a pie to a person. Like no, like I'm supposed to be a hero, not a delivery boy.
So 7 remake is a little bit like that. Like they stretched out the Midgar part of original Final Fantasy VII.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I would expect
like
that.
if you were to run through the game, for the most part, doing every single like little quest that you have, the game will take you maybe about 40 hours. And then if you want to go through and do everything to get like the additional achievements, that's actually probably like another 40.
Well, that's pretty good.
Because I'm like I think I'm one trophy away from platinum, from like having every trophy.
Wow.
And
are
I think I just
any like unrealistically hard to get?
no,
No.
they're not bad.
Oh, cool.
If anything, it's really just time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of them involve you like replaying portions of the game, and sort of by the 4th time of you redoing like that part, you're just like, I'm over it. So it gets a little repetitive. So that's really the only drawback. Because there was a few that I didn't want to do, or that I was putting off, was just because like I really just don't want to do this.
So yeah, so like the last, the platinum trophy is more like finally, rather than like, yes, I did it.
I think I would probably say that getting platinum on this one is one of the more easier ones.
But time consuming.
Time consuming in the sense of like repetitiveness. Like you notice that, like this is taking a while, just because you're doing a lot of the same stuff over again.
I see.
Like for 15, I honestly don't even remember getting platinum. Like,
You mean you don't remember doing it, or you don't remember if you did do it?
I did do it.
Okay. But you don't remember doing it.
No.
You're just like, it happened.
Like I know I was playing it a bunch. Getting trophies wasn't necessarily the goal as much of just wanting to complete side quests just to do them. And like typically you would just get a trophy for doing this, doing that. So it would happen on its own. And then kind of like before you know it, you finished everything, and you're like, oh, you have platinum.
Oh, you know what game we should play is 12. I've never actually beat the game. The last time I played it, I got to the very goddamn end of the game, and I told you about it. It was like in like 2005 or something like that. You remember this?
Yeah.
I'm saving the damn game because I'm at the end of it, and I'm just doing a save. Power goes out in the middle of the save, and comes back. Like, it just goes out for a second, and comes right back, and file completely dead.
It's
completely
corrupted. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm never playing this game again. Fuck this, because I've already tried to beat this game like 4 other times.
I was gonna say something happened previously. Like it wasn't a power surge the previous time, but there was at least 1 or 2 other attempts.
Yeah.
Where
it was
something went awry, and like you had to start all over.
It wasn't where things went awry. I just have this stupid habit of like completing most of a long RPG and like doing all the side quest stuff, and then by the time that you are ready to fight the boss, like you've seen story stuff so little, like you almost like forget about it, like it was even there. And like I don't care about the boss anymore. It doesn't matter. Like it's gonna be easy anyway because I'm super overpowered because I've done all the other things. I'm pretty sure it's not like that in 12 specifically, but like most other games are, like FF10 was. Like
12?
that was pretty easy when you're
Didn't 12 have that boss that takes like tens of hours to beat?
Yes, and that's I never beat that guy. I was you know what? No, yeah, I take it back. I wasn't at the boss. I was at that dude. I never beat him. And that's pretty far into the game. There was
hey, magic actually missed.
Huh.
That's
Damn.
interesting. Maybe that's new to this mod.
Huh. Strange. But yeah, that's pretty damn close to the end of the game. I'm pretty sure I didn't have any other story stuff to do. So yeah. Very, very annoying. I was like, I'm not playing this anymore. Like, I've seen enough anyway. But I do want to see the end of the game, and I like the setting. I think it's cool.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to remember the end part. Like, I definitely remember that boss, so I think that part was one of the most memorable ones just because it took an absurd amount of time.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing I really like, you know, like those really long endurance boss fights. Like, there's so many, like, dots under his main bar that refilled every time.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, God, it was, like, ridiculous.
It was like each dot was a full life bar, and there was, like, dozens of them.
I'm dealing with something like that right now on Doom Eternal. The boss, it might be the boss of the game, I'm not sure, but it's got 6 extra little blips under its life bar, and it's a bastard.
You were playing it on the hardest difficulty, right?
I'm playing it on Nightmare mode, which is basically the hardest, but there's even more evil modes, which don't make any sense to me, like how people can actually get through them.
Are you gonna play those?
No.
Oh. You seem to be like really into that. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like I don't like this. Like the grinding aspect and kind of employing more strategy, like that's really good. So
no, I do agree that if a game is just grinding, it's not more skill that you need. But this is grinding and skill. You haven't really had to see the skill part yet. It's there though, I promise. But I have a limit for how hard I like my games. So Nightmare difficulty, the one that I'm playing on, and I've explained this before in my streams, but it's fine. We've got a lot of time on this game to go over things again. So Nightmare difficulty is as hard as what you've seen, and it's basically really, really fucking hard. And the enemies never get any harder than that in the game. But I actually haven't tried it, so I'm kind of just assuming here, but I think that the Ultra Nightmare is that Nightmare mode plus no deaths. You have to make it through the entire game not dying once.
Is that possible?
I think no, but like apparently it's been done. It's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it is anyway. because I haven't clicked on it because I didn't want to watch it. I would just been like upset if I saw someone doing that. But I
Seems
haven't
very impressive.
yeah, I haven't actually tried that level or that mode, so it might not actually be nightmare difficulty with no deaths. It might be just called ultra nightmare mode or whatever it's called.
Mm.
But the other one is arcade mode, and that one is, I don't know exactly where the nightmare or where the difficulty lies on that, where like how strong the enemies actually are. But that one, you only have as many lives as you find on the map, and I don't know if they add extra lives for that mode on the map, because there are extra lives on the normal difficulty or the normal nightmare mode that I'm playing on.
Mm-hmm.
Extra lives, but they don't actually do you a whole lot of good the way that they're set up, and there's not very many. So on arcade mode, that might be all you get, and there's like maybe fucking 10 overall, maybe more than that, but not too many. So if that mode isn't nightmare difficulty, and plus all that the gathering lives things, I might try that, because that seems a little bit more reasonable.
Okay.
But I mean, if you've seen my streams, I die all the time in that game. Like, you have to, like, my attempt or my play style with that is just like brute force repetition. Just do it until you get it. And yeah, so like I have enough skill to get through it eventually, not just like play it a couple times and then like learn the entire pattern of everything and just master it. I squeak through every time. So I don't see how I could possibly do a no death run on nightmare mode.
Yeah, that does seem like another level.
I compared it to you know how we used to play DDR all the time?
Oh yeah.
And well, I was able to play on.
I don't know how much what you would call me playing versus just looking like an idiot, but yeah.
Yeah, you weren't that great then, but we did play.
Thanks.
I mean, not to insult you, but yeah, you tried. But I was able to get up to the hard difficulty, and that's as far as I wanted to go, because I mean, even then, this was my opinion, that like the hard difficulty is the hardest one that is any fun, because after you get to like the hardest,
which one is the apeshit one?
Yeah, there's like hardest and extreme, or like some other word that is like extreme, and that one, it's just like you're having like a fucking seizure on the dance pad, and that doesn't look fun, doesn't look cool, and it looks like it hurts. So like I don't want to get to that level. It doesn't look like I don't want to spend the energy doing that to get to that, because I think
I remember people getting the mats. There's like a mat for the PlayStation that was like the DDR dance mat.
Yeah. You know, but or did you? Did you have one? Oh. We went over to some place together.
Flipping out for some reason.
What is?
Alexa.
Oh. Quiet down, you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably just spying on us, and.
Of course. Didn't we go to like one of our friends' house and they had it or something, or did we go to a party or something?
Probably both. It was probably a party at a friend's house.
Well, I know that one of the people that I worked with at Dairy Queen back in the day would throw parties all the time. I might have brought you with one time, but it was pretty standard that she had 2 dance pads out on the PS2, and we'd get super drunk and then like try to do like break dancing on it.
I actually
we'd put it on we would put it on like a lower difficulty levels and like on a dual mode, so that like we could like actually have a chance on like, all 4s. it was pretty shameful.
Pretty shameful.
It did not look graceful. It did not look good at all.
Oh my god, no, that's an idea. That'd be a thing to look up on Twitch. Do you think anybody is streaming DDR?
If anybody
I would
out
watch
there
that.
owns a DDR machine or like a setup still with like a camera, you bet I would assume that they better be twitching it because like that's entertainment.
I would totally watch that. Also, I thought that the arcade must be terribly expensive, no?
Let's see. I was just working at that arcade, and I remember that somebody was selling a DDR at one point, and it was a couple $1,000s. But it was like arcade machines today that are kind of bright and flashy, like DDR was or is, are like tens of thousands of dollars. I saw a newer Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game that has like giant like freaking super neon lights all up and around it, and it's like really big. It's not a normal arcade cabinet size thing. And I was talking to the owner of the one up about it, and he said it's like uh, tens of thousands of dollars. And it's not even a good game. I was looking at it; it was just like a bunch of bright, flashy lights that you just mash the attack button on.
Wait, and you're saying it's modern games or like retro?
Game,
yeah. Oh,
no, it's a modern game. So
like
I'm thinking
the retro ones are even more depending on what it is.
Depending on what it is, but a lot of games are pretty affordable. I bought a Centipede cabinet. I don't have it anymore, but I bought it for $650. And
like,
that's a
I don't
damn
know
good game.
if Mia's still around, if she's still in chat.
I don't know. Are you there, Mia? Guess not.
We bored her to death.
Oh well. But I'm pretty sure that the DDR in question that was up for sale was just a couple $1,000s, which is pretty standard for a game that size of a retro nature.
Because at work we have a few
Yep.
arcade machines.
What do you have?
Actually, I think they're just one of the engineers.
Nice.
But he had like dozens, but it's super old school and like random obscure old games.
I'd probably know.
So I would have to look at what they are.
The arcade that I just I was there for the closing, so I closed it out. It specialized in obscure stuff. I learned so much about arcade games and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like we used to go to arcades all the time, but we weren't inundated too much with the classic stuff and obscure classic stuff. Like we would go to Nickel City, and it was like one of those places that you pay a little bit of a entrance fee, and then the games were on nickels. But they would also have a free section, so that if you just wanted to pay admission and play free games, you could do that. But they were all like Pac-Man and Dig Dug and like old crappy games, which I do not agree with. So that's like the only exposure we really got to those classic games, and except for like here and there. Like that's how it was for me. I don't know about for you.
No, I definitely remember the like Nickel City excursions. Actually, a buddy of mine at work, sort of before COVID, something came over him and he wanted to go to Dave and Buster's. And like I can't remember the last time I was there.
It was a horror show.
5 years ago. Probably still when I was in San Diego. I was like, sure, all right, like I'm down. But then obviously everything happened, so we didn't go.
Oh, you didn't go? Okay. Apparently Dave and Buster's, I haven't been to a Dave and Buster's in a long time now, but apparently Dave and Buster's, they call it the arcade, but it's not, it's so far gone from a real arcade that this actually happened to me while I was working at the arcade. Some guy and his girl came in, and they bought a pass for a couple hours or whatever, and they come back a couple minutes later and they're like, I thought this was an arcade. And I'm like, what the hell do you mean? This is an arcade. They're like, well, we're looking for something like Dave and Buster's. And I'm Like, I don't know what Dave and Buster's is doing, but if they're not doing that over there, it's not an arcade. And they're like, well, fuck you, I'm out here, you know, I want a refund. And I was like, no, you came to an arcade and decided you didn't want an arcade. Or you just don't know what an arcade is. That means bye. Goodbye.
Well, I mean, Dave and Buster's don't have like food and drinks and stuff, so it's like,
that's fine.
A restaurant plus an arcade.
Right, but they weren't interested in food and drinks. They were interested in an arcade. And they went to an arcade and didn't know that they were in an arcade. They thought...
really sure how you don't realize that when you first walk in?
No, they don't know that an arcade is a room full of video games that are actual video games, not a bunch of ticket redemption games.
Oh, okay, so they wanted like... Okay.
They wanted like skee ball and like the claw game and stuff like that, and like whatever damn thing that Dave and Buster
game, my nemesis.
Yeah, same.
I
think the claw game is
backhands, but you can't ever win.
But it was just like the most galling statement I'd ever heard. Like where's the arcade? Like, you're standing in a freaking...
Where's the arcade? I feel like I'm confused. I don't know what you mean. We're in an arcade. So I have worked retail, and I don't know if I don't feel like I've necessarily changed that much from the time that I've worked retail, but maybe the people have gotten worse.
People are horrible.
But I would be fired immediately.
Like, oh my god, no! I'm how do I say this? The customer service job I had with the arcade. I guess I do Uber, so that's customer service as well too. But this was not like a franchise. This was a you know, independently owned arcade by my friend Lila, and. She was of the opinion of the customer's always an asshole. So don't put up with their crap. And so I became very like the comic book guy in The Simpsons. Like, anything that you come to me with, like, oh god, you're an idiot. I mean, not to a rude degree, but like, once someone did start like being an actual rude asshole, like, I didn't put up with it one little bit. It was great, because like, I always knew that the boss would back me, because she was way worse than I am. Like, she's the reason why I needed to be there, because she was too rude to everybody else.
That sounds like a disaster.
It kind of was, but it was also fun.
All right, let's see how this goes. I think Locke's level 10 and Tara's like 9.
Okay, cool. Do we have enough money for a bunch of items?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of money.
We do. Don't forget to save.
Yeah, money's definitely not going to be a problem. I think even in normal mode it wasn't. And it doesn't look like they've changed the amount.
They didn't jack the prices up, I don't think. So once we have like access to ethers and stuff, we're good.
Oh my god, they're not dead!
But in our defense of being rude to the customers, or not treating them like they're gods, people don't know how to interact in a real arcade anymore. It's too removed from social norm. Like, people were like putting their babies up on the control panels, like straddling the joystick. You know how bad that is for a old 80s joystick? Oh my god.
Well, it's also probably not that great for the baby. I feel like it's not very stable.
No, it's not. But well, it wasn't like completely straddled on I mean, it was completely straddled, but it wasn't like riding it like a horse. Like, it was just like...
What I'm imagining is, like, you know how you would, let's say you're on Dave & Buster's or whatever arcade and you have a drink, and you just put it on the other side of the arcade machine, or you put it on top of the arcade?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a baby, it's not a drink. You
can't
put it there.
I would see that all the time, or I would see people using the joysticks as like coat hangers and stuff like that. And that's just like, that's really bad for the fucking really old equipment that will break if you do that, if you misuse it like that. So like people did that like constantly all day. So we got pretty fed up with it. We had to start being like listen here, you assholes, stop doing this. You're breaking our shit. Especially with like pinball. All right, let's do this.
Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Well, we're just a little past an hour. Once we do this or don't do this, you want to call it a stream?
Yeah, let's see if we can get past this. And then save.
Yeah, and either you or I'll knock out a bunch of levels before we start again. We'll have a nice leg up. Because this first party is a little bit unrealistic. I mean, it's not unrealistic. It's just unnecessarily painful. Like the skill isn't going to come into it until a little bit. It's just time.
We could always do the little Bannon trick, but I don't know if that's overkill.
We might, or if I don't remember that it actually worked the first time I played this game, but it might be because I was. Oh, I don't know. No, that doesn't make any sense because if I couldn't get through it once, why could I get through it at all? I don't remember, but it. Well, I guess we'll just see when we get there. This was 2015. No, before then. Like 2013 or 14 when I played this. Who's your least favorite character in this game?
That was a tough question. I know that there's characters that I don't use a lot, but I feel like I don't have a good reason for not using them. Like Umaru, for instance.
Yeah, I rarely do use him, but I feel like he's more useful than like Gao.
Oh,
just
yeah.
barely.
Zero Gao. But I think if you actually built up Gao with his rage skills,
yeah,
I think he'd be probably pretty overpowered. And
I
you
feel
remembered what they actually did.
Right. Like he's a complicated character to get to be like really badass, I think, and I just didn't. I don't like his personality enough to like care to do it. But I've heard that there's some kind of a glitch or something that makes him super OP. But I don't know what it is, and I've never seen it done.
Oh, I don't know if I've heard that. I've heard of Gao glitches that you can do with Realm.
What?
Yeah.
Like what?
You just sketch him, and like weird stuff happens.
Oh.
So like when he comes back, like you can usually get 1 or 2 turns in before he's done with his like spiel.
Yes.
So if you have Realm and you sketch him, the game just kind of goes crazy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever taken Realm into the Veld. She's one of my lesser used characters as well.
I felt like with her, it's tough to have a strategy because all she can do is sketch. So she can attack or use magic like anybody else.
Right.
And sketch will do some monster move of whatever you sketched.
I'm not generally a big fan of the whole blue magic thing at all. And
Well,
I
that
think that
was Strago.
Go, yeah, but I mean, Realm is kind of like that too, where she does monster attacks. I mean, that's what Strago does is monster attacks,
Mm,
and that's what Gao does is monster attacks. They're all a variation of blue magic, I think. When you get to class,
mm-hmm.
um, but like Gao's got that like uncontrollable edge to it, and so does Realm to a point,
Oh wait,
and
you're right. Yeah, as soon as you do one of Gao's rages, he just
uh,
sticks to whatever you picked and does
right,
some
just
roulette of
stuff.
attacks.
Yeah, yeah, and then Strago's pretty much the best at blue magic because you can tell him exactly what to do. He'll do it. It just costs MP.
Mm-hmm.
The other two are just kind of like it's a crapshoot,
Mm-hmm.
but it's free. You don't have to like spend anything to do it. And I'm not really a big fan of that. I didn't really like Quistis for that matter either in FF8 because she's a blue magic user as well. Although in that game, every character is kind of a blank slate. It's just their
Mm.
limit breaks is what they are.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like in this one, you have pretty good versatility. Like you with Edgar, his tools.
Yeah, machinist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the main like the characters that you and I both use mostly are pretty diverse and useful.
Sabin and his blitzes, and like those don't cost anything, and they're both offensive and defensive.
Hmm. You said you don't use lock too much once you don't need to.
No, I do.
Oh, you do.
So,
But you
but
don't
with
use steel?
lock, there'd be just a very specific lock. He gets the thief knife. I think you can get it from the boss,
Hmm.
or like you find it in a treasure chest. But
Yeah.
sort of setting him up for steal ability makes him
The
worthwhile.
capture thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
capture and mug.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they I think the later versions of this call it mug,
Mm.
but it was capture in the first one, I think,
Mhm.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just using him with the normal steel thing without a sneak ring or anything like that is pretty annoying. But I do use lock as well too. As well. All right, yeah, we were pretty close that last time. We just got our asses worked, and
Let's see how this
hopefully
works. Yeah.
it's kind of a luck of the draw too. To how many times they do that metal kick move because we can take tech missiles all day long, tech lasers.
Tech laser isn't too bad. Metal kick does crazy damage. It just wrecks
Yes.
them.
But now we got the items to deal with it. Hopefully we can do this.
They always start off with kick.
Ah, bastards.
Though
Too bad you
I
don't
think
bolt.
the best strategy. So having Edgar use auto crossbow
Yes.
will work best. Lock is probably useless because I'm not going to make him steal because that's just going to waste a turn.
Yeah.
So I'll see if I can have Lock just focus on using potions or tonics.
What's Katara gonna do?
I was just going to focus like single fire on one of the guys.
So you're just gonna fight to
Mhm.
what with Tara?
'Cause, like,
cool.
Not splitting the fire magic across two
Oh,
enemies should do pretty
fire
good
it.
focus
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah. Cool. Good game plan. Let's do it.
And like if we can take
Better.
one out pretty quickly, then they shouldn't be much of a pain.
Oh, you never got the drill, did you? Or can you buy it right now? I'm not sure. I can't
No.
remember.
No.
No?
Mm.
Oh, damn. So if you did have the drill, I would say you should concentrate fire spell and drill on one enemy so that you can just kill one real quick and not have
Alright.
to deal with two offenses. All right.
I'll see if the Bioblaster poisons him. I don't know if that actually ever works.
Doubt it, but it's worth a try.
I think it might do more damage than auto crossbow.
Yeah? I didn't use Bioblaster too much when I played. I used mostly the auto crossbow.
Hmm.
And you use Celeste pretty as your main for the most part, right? Didn't you say?
Mm-hmm. I would
Yeah,
use. It's either her or Terra. I wouldn't have both of them in there.
Oh, really?
Because I like Runic. It makes them kind of useless. Like I usually don't use Runic, and I almost never use Morph.
I actually use both.
Ouch.
I don't use. What?
It started off with Log.
Indeed.
No,
I don't use Morph after a certain point if I'm too overpowered, because there's no need. But
I think earlier on in the game, it makes a big difference. And the only thing is, it also wears off really quickly. Like,
yeah,
you
that's
get like 2 or 3 turns and it's done, and then you can't use it for like 30 minutes.
Jesus.
It has some, like a pretty long cooldown, like to the point where you're like, I'm just not even going to use it because most of the time you can't.
I never noticed that it refilled. I thought it was just done for the rest of the fight.
Oh no, it's definitely done for the rest of the fight.
Oh, you mean that you can't? Oh,
like it's done for the next 30 minutes.
I don't know if I ever tried within that span of time.
It takes a while for it to like build it back up.
Yeah, fair enough. I think we're gonna do it this time.
Oh, things can still go terribly wrong.
Yeah, 3 metal kicks in a row. But I always, I mean, not always, but I frequently do use Runic when I can see that I have an opportunity to, and just like start doing fight and then like absorb whatever the bad guys. Like when the fight in Narche with the whole like assaults that Kefka puts us down. Yeah, not bad. I use Runic a lot on Kefka himself because he doesn't.
You know what? I know why they're doing such massive damage.
Why? Are you not road?
Because this is a back attack.
Oh, you're right.
So that's why everything hurts immensely.
Oh, dude. Yep, that magic barriers definitely has the reflects on there. But good that Bioblaster worked for poison. Jesus, we got this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, see, Bioblaster's legit.
Surprisingly good. Surprisingly good.
Look, honestly, poison could do a little bit more damage.
Yeah, it would be nice, but he's about to die. Yes.
Yeah, Bioblaster wrecks them.
Yeah. Eat our choco dust, Kefka.
This line was also changed.
Oh no, that's a great line. Probably said
I don't
something
remember
late.
what they changed it. They changed it to something like it didn't make sense. I mean, like, not that son of a submariner makes sense, but
Son of a sandwich. It makes sense because he just goes under the ground.
yeah, you would think it's like, I don't know. It's, like, okay,
It's a
submarine.
bad joke, but it makes some sort of sense. Oh man.
I mean,
Well,
we can keep going.
What? If you want?
Yeah, we can keep going.
Sure, I'm down. So we're off to the returners hideout, right? Alrighty. I always forgot about the, is it the Genji glove that you get from him, or is it the gauntlet?
It depends what you choose.
Choose. Oh, you have to say
So
no a bunch of times, right?
You'll see it when we get to that part.
Okay. But I do remember that I was really confused the first time I saw you at the part where that I was just talking about the Narshe battle because you had a Genji glove. I'm like, what the fuck? How'd you get that? I that would be amazing for this battle right now. And you told me about that
Hmm.
thing, and it had to do with saying no, I think.
I don't
And
know how I figured that stuff out as a kid.
uh, because like I'm terrified of saying no to stuff that like you're obviously supposed to say yes to. Because it like what if I miss out on it's very rare that like saying no gets you the thing. And so like I just didn't ever fuck with that.
I think most of it came from, like in most games, they give you a choice, but there's only one right choice. So
Right,
selecting the wrong one just repeats the choice again.
right. And you have to do it a couple times, don't you?
So I think that's why I kept saying no, because it didn't repeat the choice.
Oh. Well, that's a clue, yeah, of
Because
course.
in a lot of games you're like, no, I don't want to do this, and then you're like, do you want to do this? I'm like, okay, yes.
I'm just gonna ask you until you say yes.
Yeah, basically. So it's like, all right. Ooh,
Yeah.
remedies.
Nice. Yeah, remedies are pretty valuable actually. They cure it all.
Recovery spring.
I've seen this song on a couple like YouTube videos of relaxing SNES music.
Oh, this would probably do it.
It's definitely on there, and I agree that it is relaxing. It's a cool song too. I really like the melody, that melody that's in the front of the tune, foreground.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think the water level music for Donkey Kong Country is in that video as
Oh
well.
my god.
At least you didn't get a status effect.
Just to die with these, whatever those things are.
Maggots? I always
Giant
saw them as
maggots.
maggots.
Uh,
So not only were we able to take out those M-Tech armors, we did it while we were like status fucked with the back attack thing.
yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I mean, we only really needed to grind out 2 extra levels, right?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
And I was like 3, 4-ish. God.
Oh, was it? I
that's
kind of
so
wasn't paying
much damage.
attention during the grinding. I was just talking, looking stuff up.
And also the good thing with his tools, I don't think a lot of them can miss. Like
Yeah,
auto
yeah.
crossbow, I don't think can miss. Bio
think-
blaster can't miss.
I'm pretty sure in this one, if I remember right, that it sometimes does miss. Auto blaster. I mean, auto crossbow.
Auto
crossbow.
blaster.
Auto
I like
blaster.
that.
Yeah, the auto crossbow I think sometimes misses in this version. So don't be too surprised if you see that. Which is it's fairly logical, right? I mean, he's shooting a whole bunch of enemies at once. You
Oh
gotta
god,
miss
it's just
something.
like
Yep. Bam.
oh. God, so
The thing that really sucks about being put to sleep is it cancels the thing that you were gonna do.
I was just gonna ask that. I was like, I think it
Yep. You got to do it again.
canceled his move.
It only preserves it if you're stopped.
Stopped.
Unstopped.
Damn.
Ammo.
Oh,
Oh.
not dead.
What are those things? It's just like an
I
eye,
think they're floating eyeballs.
like on a mound of buzz. Yeah. Branch shoes.
I know,
Actually
right?
shoes.
The struggle.
Like walking through molasses. Remedy! Nice.
It's good to know that you can steal those from them, because that's actually a very useful item.
I'm pretty sure you could only steal tonics before from those guys. So, things
Yeah,
changed.
because like at the beginning, Dark Wings, or whatever those were, those bird enemies,
Hmm?
we could steal potions, and I do think that that was different.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't normally get those.
So maybe like if that's obviously like reconfigured, hopefully the whole steal mechanic is fixed because it's pretty broken without like extra runics or knife or whatever.
Well, and he also he steals a lot more than previously.
Yeah, I'm noticing
like
that
it's
too.
to the point that I'm actually using it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, remedies are a good damn item to have. Phoenix.
Like, Remedy's super good to know that we can steal those. The next good item would be Phoenix Down. All things that just cost like a pretty penny.
Ethers.
Ethers, tinctures. Though Terra has Remedy already, so it's
She
like
does?
not needed.
Wait, does she have remedy or antidote? She has both?
She has Remedy, which I think they changed that around. Because I
Oh.
thought she was supposed to learn Antidote.
Oh, you know what? I think what is going on here is that is antidote. And what remedy used to do is now Asuna. Because that's how it is now in like current right?
Well, Asuna and Remedy would be like, I thought Asuna just cleared all status ailments.
Oh no, yeah, it says it right there. You're right.
So Remedy, yeah, this fixes everything. Whereas previously, this was pretty sure this was Antidote. And
I think we're
just
still
poison.
I think you're still gonna get antidote, like a separate antidote spell.
Yeah, because there's two separate spells.
Yeah. Huh. Well, cool. That's good that you have remedy for sure. I don't think you were supposed to get that for a while, though, right?
Yeah, so I do think that they changed that.
Oh, cool. A little bit of a breath of fresh air, I guess. This remix. Okay.
No, so see, like I do like that.
Yeah, good, cool.
Like that they changed some of the items,
And
rearrange things a little bit more than you're like, hey, these enemies are just stronger.
Right. They're giving you some tools to deal with it rather than just fucking grind out some levels. Punk.
So it's not like the aspect of having to deal with it. It's just sort of adds a different dynamic to the game. Like it keeps making me want to play it more because, like, okay, so we learned Remedy.
Yeah,
what else is out of order? What else is a little bit different?
For me, the biggest or the coolest thing for sure was that dragon with the MP, because that was like, oh my god, because I didn't know that thing. I got his HP all the way down to 0 and he wasn't dying, and I'm like, okay, well he's only got one other thing to take care of, so he might not even die when it's just MP. You might have to kill both. I don't know.
No, something like that. So, totally on board for that.
Yeah. And, well, that's going to be way later, but it's going to be a hell of a fucking fight. I think it was a couple hours worth of a fight.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. Could be wrong, but it was definitely an epic one. Even if it was under an hour.
This this dialogue was changed also. Like the previous chat box where it said like he slit his mother's throat for a nickel or he killed his mom for a nickel, something to that extent. I think that was completely removed.
Damn. That's a.
I think it said something like he would kill his best friend for a nickel or for money.
Man, that's not as tough, or like as foreboding or ominous or whatever.
Right.
It is pretty harsh thing to say about Shadow, though. It doesn't seem like he actually would. I mean, after you get to know him through the game, like he has those little connections with Realm, and he's not gonna slit her throat for a nickel.
Kind of wondered about that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll get to that part, and I'm sure we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's a lot of things with that scene where it's like he seems strangely disconnected.
Well, that's really that's what I was gonna say. Is like really the only shitty thing that he does to anyone in the game, us included, is leaving. He just takes off. He does it to his family in Pesma, whatever, I can't remember, the Massa. And then he fucks off on us when we meet him with Sabin.
So we need these, some sprint shoes.
Yes. Finally.
Definitely don't need that because... Oh, wait, they did change this.
It might be a thing.
Dark actually used to not be a thing.
Right. But I think the more important thing is we're going to go get Sabin right now, right? And those enemies do a lot of poison, don't they? Or they did in the original game. I don't know if they do now.
Who knows what they do? We can't blow too much money on this shit that will do this.
That was useless.
I don't actually know when those activate.
They activate at
like, when you're kneeling, right?
Yeah, which is a state you never want to be in. So,
because like I feel like it'll cast safe, and then sort of due to how they change this game, you'll die anyway.
Yeah, I think so too. I never really used that item to begin with because if someone's in a hurt state, generally, even if they have safe casted on them, they're not going to survive it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it's just heal them instead of having some kind of backup item. The legal carpets.
Let's get two of these. Whoa. He has one, so we can recycle. Oops. What does he have equipped? Something different. That and this.
We had money for everything we needed. Cool.
Oh, he has leather armor. That's alright. How much does this sell for?
Nothing. The best items never sell for anything. I think Ammo Weapon sells for 1 too.
I think it's a way of telling you to like, don't sell this.
Yeah. Although honestly, at the end of the game, because elixirs are so like powerful, I almost never use them. Because it's like, no, I don't want to run out. But then by the time I get to the end of the game, I don't need them anymore.
Oh my god, this is so much better.
Oh, so nice. This mod might be a different story. We might be using our elixirs quite often, but maybe you're just better at item management than I am. I'm like a fucking hoarder when it comes to items, because I don't want to run out, and I always feel like if I just try hard enough, I'll be able to do it without items, and yeah, that's how it works for me.
I guess it depends what items. Like elixirs and stuff like that. Like I'll be pretty conscious of using them.
Mm-hmm. Because you can't just buy them.
You know. The thing though is, I think there was a lot of these items that you can steal.
You can what?
Steal?
Oh, yes. Elixirs, you can... Well, you get I think you get most elixirs from, like, clocks. But, you can steal them from bosses occasionally.
See, like, figuring out who we can steal Phoenix Downs and Tents from would be ideal.
Hopefully there is a boss. I mean, a regular enemies that have those.
Oh, I guarantee you there is.
Good.
Because, yeah, look at that. 1,200? Like, I feel like they messed up. Why is that so expensive?
That's how it was in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
No, the original game.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's a heal-all. They don't want you to use it too much.
Well, I mean, I guess. I don't know. I feel like you should just have one. One more thing. Let's just raid this place.
Stupid cider man.
Oh, that part, yeah. I feel like that's not just cider, since he basically commits treason for cider.
No kidding. It's gotta be some high quality bootleg spirit. And that other dude like attacks you over it. Yeah, it's gotta be some high quality shit.
The one merchant.
Yeah. Get your hands off my cider.
The cider merchant.
Ah, the room of future torture. All right.
So there we go.
Bling. Nope.
Some monies. Chamber pot storage.
I never thought once in playing this game ever that those were chamber pots. I mean,
it's some kind of
looks grosser than the. Yeah, I always thought it was a vase or some kind of like, because like they use it as a trash can in the Bannon scene.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes. Yeah, so like, I mean, it's like a trash can.
The bucket looks more like a gross thing where like shit could be in that possibly. But I mean, I guess it's however you interpret it. It's whatever.
All right, I think we're done with this shit town.
A bunch of spare toilets just strewn about the room.
I don't know. They gotta use them at some point.
I gotta empty them. I mean, who knows if they're full or not? I mean, why would you be checking every fucking toilet in the land, though?
Hey, there's a lot of items in those toilets.
So, I mean, no!
Honestly, they're probably more like trash cans.
They probably are, and I just remember that there are toilets in this game, and they're in Vector.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's the nation's only toilet.
Yeah, like maybe that's the only place that's high tech enough for real toilets. Because I remember laughing that Kefka's like jumping on.
What did it do to him?
Oh, that's a
Fury. That's actually a pretty good stat, because he'll still only attack the enemies, and I think it ups his attack.
All it really does is prevent you from like being able to heal with him or use the auto crossbow or whatever. Yeah. I'll be right back. I gotta take a pee.
You do that.
All right, how we doing?
Still alive.
Indeed.
Just got into Mount Colts.
Yeah.
Though I feel like this starts a new session of grinding.
It very well might. Although, what's his name? The boss for this area.
Vargas?
What's his name?
Vargas?
Vargas? Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
He's not too hard, is he? Like, cause it's mostly a scripted fight.
That's true.
I think we might be able to do it without problem. He does the Gale fist thing that hurts, and it's not physical, so like that might be tough. But it's not a back attack, so that row will still help. And then once Sabin comes out, you just one pummel and he's fucking done.
So steel stopped working.
I don't know.
It's not as effective, and these guys are really stronger.
Oh shit.
Okay, just missed both of them.
They're brawlers, not ninjas. Jeez.
Brawlers.
Well, by the end of this little bit, we'll have a fuckload of money.
So the brawlers always make me think of like Streets of Rage and those kind of walk the streets, beat 'em up games.
Yeah.
Which makes me think of Angry Video Game Nerd of like his reviews of those games.
Well, he hasn't done like Streets of Rage.
Maybe it was like Final Fight then, or
He's talked about Final Fight. They did a Final Fight like James and Mike, and they definitely talked about Final Fight a lot on the channel.
That or Double Dragon.
Oh yeah, there's a Double Dragon episode.
And kind of his rant where like how difficult it is and how quickly you die, and he's like, maybe they're going to make it realistic.
Oh right.
Like, if you went outside and started a fight with all these people, you get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, that is the that's the Double Dragon 3 episode, because you don't get an extra life. It's just one life bar. So yeah, like if you really went outside and tried to beat up people, you die pretty quick, or not die, but like it's your shit handed to you eventually pretty quick. Maybe by the very first person.
Why are they so strong? And do they have masks on, or why are their faces red?
It does look kind of like a mask. Maybe it's war paint, brawler paint.
Brawler paint? Sure, yeah, that's a thing. Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's nice. Put that on.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't think you're supposed to get the Guardian that early.
No, I think that was always here.
Does the Guardian do anything special?
Like, I thought it had some stat for steel, but I guess I was wrong. Oh, wait, now he has capture.
Wow.
It gave him capture.
That's not supposed to be there for the Guardian.
No, so that's different.
Because
that
cool.
required a thief ring.
Thief knife. I think it was a weapon.
Bonk.
But
still can't steal. But at least he's
once you get out of this fight, you should go to the bring up the item screen and then go to the Guardian and see what the extra text is, and because sometimes it tells you about the extra ability for that. Kind of a thing I don't really like about this game. Like that's a weird way to have to look something up. No, so you got to go to the item and then look at it that way. Oh, but you have unequip it. Yeah, yeah, you do. And that's another annoying thing about it.
That's not too bad.
Oh, there you
they
go.
changed steel to capture. Which, I mean, that was like guardian ring and or knife, whatever it was called. Thief knife.
It was the sneak ring combined with the thief knife, but there was also a thief glove too, and I think that gave you capture as well.
What do the other ones do then? I feel like
So
they all upped the impossible chance of actually steel working.
I think with the sneak ring was just like a higher success rate for steel, and then the thief knife gave you a higher speed rating, which is all that the higher success rate of steel really was. It just upped your speed. So the thief knife did that, but it also changed steel to capture. So it probably like did both at once.
See, like,
and so if you did that combined with the sneak ring, you had a really good success rate for stealing.
capture now, there's no excuse to not use it.
Yes, and you got a beret. That's pretty good. I think beret gives you extra HP.
Oh shit. So that's different too.
What?
So this
happened?
part I really like. Like if they changed the items to actually have abilities. Wait, can like no one use the beret?
Really?
Who's
Oh,
it for?
beret.
It's
Wasn't
not
that
like
just...
a realm thing, is it?
I think it is. Cover.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a realm thing.
Oh, that sucks. Well, you stole it though, so like I don't know, maybe that's whatever.
Keep it, I guess. Unless
Keep it or sell it, or I mean, because we're not going to be out forever. Ah, that's right. Free HP and MP. I wonder which one of the 3 beds is Sabin's bed.
Yeah, why does he have this many beds? I mean, like, who stays at... Like, maybe Duncan and Vargas stay at his house?
That's a good point. That's probably what it is.
Or they all live together?
That's like literally the only thing that makes sense about it.
Like, maybe they all live together. It's like they all train together.
Yeah.
Here, okay, well, let's see how much this hat sells for.
Probably nothing. 50 gold. Oh, I thought it was 1. Damn, never mind. That's pretty good. Steal the shit out of those berets.
Yeah, we don't need these things.
That's a gold mine right there if we get a whole bunch of them.
So, no, these guys were on the world map, and I think they're pretty common.
Yeah, aren't they the same enemy that we were fighting in the cave with Darshay? Or was it a different name?
Yeah, let's see. Grease Monk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. I thought they were something different.
Was it Repo Man?
There's Repo Man, that's what it is.
Oh.
God, could you try a little bit to steal? Ow. Alright, you're useless.
Wrenching the crap out of Terra.
So many wrenches. Oh, that must have been like a rare steal.
Did you steal the beret from the Grease Monk before? Oh, okay. I thought it was a different enemy.
I'm pretty sure it's a Grease Monk.
Did you know that some enemies in I don't think there's any in this game, but some enemies in later FF games have multiple items to steal?
Yeah, well, it seems to be even in this one.
Oh, I haven't noticed.
Yeah, because I stole that potion, and I'm pretty sure the first time around I stole the beret.
No, I mean like the enemy will have multiple items. Like you can steal twice from them.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if that works in this game.
Well, it's easy to tell though because if they have
It'll
nothing,
say, like nothing to steal, right?
yes. So you might want to give it a try, but I don't remember if that's a thing or not.
I mean,
But
it
I know
only
it.
works stealing once, but
Right,
you can
right.
try it out.
Yeah, if you get the chance, it's nothing you should like try to force to do. But anyway, I think it was maybe Final Fantasy X, where I was like stealing from like all my enemies and all that, and like somebody walked in, my roommate or whatever. I think it's FF10, and he's like, "Why aren't you stealing more?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? I already stole from all these enemies." And he's like, "They have more." And I'm like, "What? No, that's never been a thing," and it was. Um, but I can't remember 100% if it was FF10 or not. This was a long time ago, but it might have been. You like that game a lot, right?
10? Yeah, I like
Yeah.
10.
I like 10 a lot, except for the story. I think it's terrible, and the voice acting is atrocious. But that's
Oh,
common.
I don't know. Like I feel about like voice acting. I'm not super picky, though. I think if there's ever a chance where I call out voice acting
Yeah.
as being problematic, like it has to be just catastrophic.
Well, I mean, I do agree that the level of bad of N for the voice acting is like
Oh,
comedic.
they don't like that.
Oh no, that really worked them.
Yeah, Bioblaster wrecks them.
But yeah, like the voice acting is the level of bad where it's like it's fun to laugh at because it's bad. It's not like so bad that it's like killing you.
Tuskers.
You remember Darkwing Duck?
Yeah.
Do you remember one of the enemies named Tuscarnini?
No.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't an enemy; he was a villain. But yeah, that was I'm pretty sure. Oh no! Toxic Tuskers, toxic Tuskers.
Now they're poisoned, which heals them.
Yep. Yeah, I can't even remember what he looks like. I just remember that there's a villain out there, and I'm pretty sure it's your Darkwing Duck, and his name is Tuscarnini.
Tuskers. Get him. Get him. Oh god. Phew.
Yeah. Couldn't see it. What was the first RPG you ever played? Like fight menus and like turn-based and stuff.
Oh, so that would have been like a more modern-ish one. I remember playing ones on like, God, what console would it have even been? It was like the one that ran on like tape decks.
Oh, Commodore?
Like, yeah, it would be like a Commodore or something from like that era.
They had turn-based RPG games?
Which I don't think it was like turn-based. It was somehow it was different. But like first turn-based RPG probably would have been Final Fantasy 1 for the NES.
Oh, okay. Well, what are you referring to with the tape deck game?
That's just for what I remember. I don't know. I was probably like 5.
Like are you thinking maybe like those text-based RPG?
I think it was like a text-based, like text-on-screen RPG. Oh, he got stoned.
No. You have softs? You do that.
I think so. It's okay.
Yeah.
He can just sit here and take hits though.
Did we have the relics to deal with that?
Oh, did they drop another Guardian? I need to use that because they did drop another one.
Wow. Gives you a Genti glove. Or is it Genji or Genji? Because I've heard Genji all my life, but I always said Genji.
I feel like it's Genji,
Yeah,
but I've
I
always
think
said
people just didn't
Genji.
know how to pronounce stuff back then. It just stuck.
I've always just said Genji glove, but I do think that that's not correct.
It's a thing that stuck for me because yeah, I remember we both said it and it's probably wrong.
Oh,
Another
Bray.
There we
I
go.
believe it's Barrett.
I think the first RPG turn-based one I played was Dragon Warrior, and then I didn't play Final Fantasy 1 until much later, but I did see it very soon after playing Dragon Warrior. My uncle Tony, who gave me all those games back then anyway, was playing it, and he's like, you probably should just watch this one because it's a little bit too complicated for you, because I was like 5.
Dragon Warrior?
Dragon Warrior I played, but Final Fantasy 1 I did not. I just watched. Because like I could kind of play Dragon Warrior. Like Dragon Warrior was the first game I played with like a lot of words in it, and so like I had to like a lot of the words I didn't know because I was like 5. So I didn't really know what I was doing, and you can kind of sort of eventually get out to the field and start having some fights or whatever if you don't know what you're doing. But if you're playing Final Fantasy and you don't know how to read, it's a lost cause. Like yeah, I would just watch.
No, like definitely full-on RPG experience was Final Fantasy 1 for the NES.
And you liked it a lot?
I remember it being hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think I played it again recently, a couple years ago, and compared to like modern RPGs, it's
Pretty easy, right?
no, it's actually pretty cheap. Like,
Oh,
shit. It's not. I think the only difference. Oh, it sells for 1. Okay, this is you're not supposed to sell it. I'll just keep it.
Yeah.
Mithril Blade. I'm pretty sure nobody can use this.
The only thing I remember being hard about the first game was that like annoying thing where you would attack empty space if you told them to. Like it wouldn't like automatically go to the next enemy. But
that was annoying. So you sort of had to a degree, try to gauge what was almost dead.
Yeah. Which I kind of liked, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, if there was some way to make you have to do that without just crippling the system, the fight system, that would be acceptable to me, because I know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I figured it was done on purpose, just to make it
really
harder. Yeah. Because like, I'm sure it wasn't an oversight where they're like, oh shit, we forgot this.
But wasn't that one of the first games where you like your character stepped forward and like did that, and so maybe it was an oversight. Like maybe they thought that it made sense because like you clearly told this character to attack that enemy, and that enemy's no longer there, so a wasted turn.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They did that on purpose.
Yeah. So like, well, with these games, going forward, it seems like they just did that as like a quality of life thing.
Yeah, it just cycles to the next one. It's like, okay, this one's dead.
But like, I think that if they were able to reintroduce that dynamic without it just being as simple as because you said that, that it would make more sense to my brain, and I would like it more. It seems unnecessary the way that they have it set up, even though I like the overall effect.
Actually, poison seems to work really well in this game.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't
think
a whole lot
status effect. Poisoned. Oh, smoke bomb. Okay. Ouch.
That's fairly useful. The tail whip did berserk on you. Is that what happened to Edgar before?
I think so.
And now, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just die. It's okay.
Excellent.
Got some pots.
You saving up for some anti-stone relics?
Oh, I actually wasn't really planning on buying any.
Is everybody maxed out on relics? Do they all have 2?
No, I only have the sprint shoes.
Oh.
I'll go back and see if there's anything that we need to buy.
I'm pretty
Like, if
sure
anything, maybe there'd be more offensive ones. Like there's a gauntlet, which I think gauntlet would be good.
that would be good.
Go up. Oh boy. Okay.
We're pretty good with these enemies. Like, I mean, it's not like that we shouldn't level up or whatever, but like these ones aren't really too much of a threat now.
No, they're not bad.
Pretty good. What level are we at?
10-ish? 12?
Not bad, not bad.
I feel like Mount Colts is more of like a level 15 type of a thing.
Kind of seems like that. I wouldn't disagree.
I don't think they have. See, they don't even sell gauntlets here. There's really nothing worthwhile. I mean, like, this is fine and this is cheap and
Jewel
poison
ring.
sucks.
Petrify, yeah.
We don't really need that. These two, probably useless because the person's dead anyway.
True Knight is the one that actually does seem to work when someone is like is gonna die in the next hit, because if they're not gonna die in the next hit, they will. But for the barrier ring and the mithril glove, it doesn't seem to ever be strong enough of a spell to absorb the extra damage,
right,
and keep you alive. But I didn't use True Knight too much. I kind of gave it to Cyan because it seemed like it would be appropriate for his character. But after a while, I gave him like better stuff as we get them. Sweet. Yeah, no, those fuckers won't turn us to stone.
But that didn't even seem to happen that often.
Yeah. I remember the first, like in the first game, not the first game, but the original game, being poisoned was a big deal on Mount Colts. Like, you got poisoned all the fucking time. And so
yeah,
I always...
this was like weed-looking like enemies that they poisoned a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty annoying. Oh, bastards. Oh, we still did it. That's good though.
Nice. I didn't know it saved it. It'd be nice if Berserk did like a random physical attack instead of just fight. Because then you might randomly pull out the auto crossbow or something.
Well, that wouldn't be bad. I mean, overall, it's a pretty good stat because his attack goes way up.
Yeah, and he's a fairly strong physical fighter anyway. One of my earlier videos, I talked about that big ass book that you had, or not book, but stapled together, printed out pages. It was a pretty thick thing of Game Genie codes for this game.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It
Do
was.
you still have
Oh God.
that?
It was like pages on pages.
Yeah, it was pages on pages, and it was pretty beat up by the time, like, I remember seeing it last. Oh my god, she's gonna die.
Dead.
Thought these guys weren't a problem anymore. What the fuck?
They weren't. What is he waiting on? There you go.
You would know if you friggin' had your ATV up. You stay there, Tara. We'll be back.
Leave it behind.
I like how it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, how does that work? She's
So-
knocked out. They run away. How is she not dead?
Go back for her body later.
I wonder if we'll have an easy time doing the like if we ever want to do like Streets of Rage 4, play like a 2-player game together. Like, I hope that goes as smooth as this is going.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
We've got it figured out. So I just hope that there's no like unforeseen roadblocks for doing something like that. Doesn't seem like there would be, right?
Imagine.
Yeah. Does not seem like there would be. Right.
Immediately.
Wrenched. The one thing I never really liked about the enemies in this game, the sprites of the enemies, well, it has nothing to do with the way that they look at all, but it's the fact that you can't see, like, visually that they have any status effects on them.
Oh yeah.
That bugs me, because, like, if I knew that it had, like, fast or haste or whatever cast on it, I would obviously try to undo that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way to tell. In later games, you can tell, like, the enemy's like moving faster, or it's got like a confused. Oh yeah, the only thing that you can tell is that it turns it around.
Oh, that's true. With Confuse you can tell because they spin around.
But that's really it. You can tell if it's poison because you can see the damage, but you can't, tell when it wears off or if it wears off or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of thing. For the enemies, I think the sprite work is very good. But yeah, they missed out on showing.
It's only just a little bit stronger. It's not that much better. Boo.
You do this. Trillium.
There you go. These things.
Are they weeds? I guess they are, aren't they? I never really decided what they look like to me. They just abstract.
Oh, they're just like a bunch of vines or whatever it is.
I suppose so.
So still a star pendant. Jackson's poison. Oh, that's right. We bought a bunch of those.
I don't know, but I feel like some areas have a higher encounter rate than others. Because I always remembered this area in the original version of the game having it's just like unreasonably high amounts of what?
Oh,
You got an EP.
interesting.
Unreasonably high amounts of random encounters.
Yeah.
How much higher was that? Oh my god,
That's
nice.
yeah, that's like a fair bit better. You're not supposed to have that here.
I don't think you're supposed to get EP until like you've got Celeste.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can get more. Get one for Edgar.
Pretty far.
Can use it.
You definitely can, I think. I mean, originally you could. I don't think any of that has been changed. Like stuff that people can or can't use. Walk is back to useless.
He's so close to being good.
I guess it has to do with his relation to the speed stat on the enemy. Because
is that what it's based off of?
I feel like it is because we were doing good before with the steel, and then we hit a difficulty spike by going into the Mount Colts, right?
Mm.
So like, shit is faster now. Like has better stats. I imagine that's how it works. But I don't know. If that's how it works, it makes sense.
Oh, and now it's just condemned.
Star Bennett. Well, that's pretty good because you got over a minute.
Yeah,
That's
like
not too worrisome.
Either them or us are dead within a minute.
They didn't give us too many XP points though.
Yeah, no, they're not that great. Seems to be the most common thing. I also don't think probably no need sticking around here because I know we go outside again.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to get another EP for
That would be nice.
For Edgar.
Did you steal it from a Trillium?
No, I stole it from one of those bird things.
Oh, okay. Blub, blub, blub.
That does a lot. There we go, these bird guys. So
Yeah, just
this might be
whether
a bad idea.
Let's we'll get one eventually.
Actually, you know what? Let's
Kill two of them.
So less annoying.
If only you had the haste spell, that might help.
I feel like I would. Oh, come on.
Like, yeah, I wonder if the steal success rate, damn it, is like a stat that you actually can't see, like a secret stat, or if it's just directly influenced by speed. Because the sneak ring definitely does increase your speed, but it also says, increases the success rate. So like maybe it does both, or it just does the one, which is also the other. It's kind of unclear.
I feel like it has to be a factor off of a couple of stats.
Not just speed?
Yeah, like I don't think it's just directly related to speed. There we go. Now they're better. Though, honestly, we don't have them attack very often. This is not good.
It's good to have, especially if you get some berserked, though. Are those like train falcons? They look like they have collars.
I didn't even notice.
I just noticed just now. Like right as you were killing the last dude, I was like, oh, they've got a collar. It's all Vargas's whole bunch of fucking...
from some habitat.
Like, how does this even make a whole bunch of sense? Like, why would a bunch of birds team up with a mammoth to fight you? Like, is
Crazy
Mother
mountain.
Nature itself just against you?
It's a very
Like,
angry mammoth. Like, look at that guy. He's not happy.
yeah, no. Like, animals don't like cooperate with each other to attack things. Like, what did you do in this world to piss off Mother Nature so bad that it's sending its shit after you?
Where's that tent?
uh, I'm getting some audio distortion from the game through our Discord. I'm hoping it's not doing that for the recording or for the stream straight to Twitch. Not too bad though. It's just kind of like a little bit laggy.
Oh, okay.
It's probably just my audio. Hopefully it's not yours as well, or not the stream.
No, like
Because-
on this end, it actually sounds okay.
Okay, then it probably is okay. But I have the audio turned off on the stream because it would be too delayed for me to be able to like speak with you.
Oh my god.
It's a final area.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Chugging along.
Seems to be doing pretty good. As long as Vargas isn't like surprised, like screw you over immediately, I think we'll be able to weather it.
He shouldn't be. He has like his two little buddies with him.
Oh, that's right. He has those bears.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the worst. That's the worst part of that level, I think, or that fight.
Whoops,
Is the bear.
let's just heal it. That's why I wanted the Bioblaster. Oh, it didn't.
Hmm.
The Bioblaster actually wrecks the bears, and I think it poisons them too.
Oh well, that's good. I hope it works.
Because in the original, that actually used to do poison.
Yeah, the Bane touch was definitely a poison. And they didn't cast poison. They had the Bane touch.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe they did cast poison, but I don't think so.
I think they just did Bane Touch, and
Yeah,
it gave you poison.
right. Because I don't think Bane touch hurt you. It just added the poison effect.
Yeah.
And poison hurts you when you get touched.
Oh,
you got
she doesn't
Drain,
drain.
dude. That's
That's
cool.
so different.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Drain's a pretty useful spell.
Mm-hmm.
It costs a lot to use, but whatever.
It kind of does.
15. You don't have a whole lot. Well, I mean, I guess the thing to do for I always did it with Terra anyway. I guess was once you get the extra espers and you don't really need to level up, like learn spells anymore. I would give her MP plus bonus at the level, whatever esper that was.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dead.
Wrecking shit. There he is. I think this game introduced preemptive strike and side attack and back attack. I think.
So I wonder about well, in the U.S., Final Fantasy II.
Uh-huh.
I feel
I
like
never
that
played
one would have had it.
It looks very similar to this game,
It's pretty good.
especially for the fight screen. And I've heard it's really good. I've just never played it.
Uh-huh.
Never once. Have you played other versions of it? Is this SNES version the best one?
I've only played the SNES one.
Uh,
I feel like there should be a Steam one.
yeah,
Um,
I think they
This
did.
is out on Steam, so probably.
Yeah, but if it's that same kind of version that it is for PS, I mean for FF6, the updated Android version, I'm not really interested. I'd rather just play it on SNES.
All right, let's do this.
You got this, dude.
It's Vargas.
Vargas is just a punk ass. Sad that his daddy didn't like it as much as Seth. Yeah, you're done. This fight's over.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do your own father in?
Vargas is a very angry man.
Very angry young man. And apparently blind to the fact that his father does prefer him or whatever.
He doesn't believe Sabin.
Yeah. Blizzard fast.
He blows him anyway.
Jeez. Yeah, I got a lot of HP. Hell yes.
I'm not sure if you can do any blitzes yet, because
Did you do pummel? Try to do pummel?
you actually can't do it till he tells you.
Really? I don't remember that.
I think so.
Well, whatever. Either way, it's not a hard fight.
Still poison. Poison's doing ridiculous
Poison might
damage to him.
destroy his ass.
He's getting wrecked.
Yeah, it's just like a boss of a game to tell you exactly how to beat him. Like, give you a numerated list.
Wait, but that's Sabin talking.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're right, yeah. You're right. So he's talking to himself? Or talking straight to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever. Some fourth wall stuff, no problem. What the?
He also has a unique dying kind of animation. I don't think too many bosses die like that.
I think like Kefka dies like that in the Narshe fight, but that's because it's like not actually him. It's like a shadow of him. And then like that one, is it Behemoth? That one really big dude that dies and then comes back as a zombie and you revive him and then he dies. You know what I'm talking about?
No idea.
It's a later enemy. He's a giant fucking beast dude, and I think his name is Behemoth. And so the main fight is just fighting him while he's alive. Then you kill him, and then he does that thing like that Vargas just did. And he comes up behind you as a zombie, and one revive will kill him because he's a zombie.
That actually doesn't sound familiar.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh. It's in a much later cave. It's in the World of Ruin. I don't remember which one, but we'll get there eventually.
Okay.
I think it's in Daryl's tomb because there's a lot of zombies in that
Mm-hmm.
level. But I could be wrong. But it's definitely one of the really giant, like big behemoth type monsters. And I think that's what his name is. So yeah, that animation does happen a few times in this game, but not very. And I think this is the only time that it happens that it actually indicates defeat.
Oh, he actually has suplex as well.
Oh wow. Indeed. Cool. It's a strong move. And one that's actually kind of easy to do.
Nice.
Nice indeed.
Got
We're on our way.
back.
Got a full party finally. Now we're off to the returners. Dealing with more grease monks.
Some grease monkeys. Oh god, and so begins my inability to do any of these.
Did you try to do a aura bolt?
Yeah.
You said you're playing on a PS4 controller?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Wow. Did you do the wrong half circle?
Quarter circle. No, pretty sure I did the correct one. Just the game didn't agree.
Oh no. That's terrible. It does seem to be more touchy than if you were playing like Street Fighter or something and throwing Hadoukens, because like those happen every time you try it, right? I mean, it does for me. Just use the suplex.
I know, right? Stick to suplex and pummel.
Yep. Nice non thumb rolling moves. And mantra.
That one's a good one.
Yep.
King Edgar, this way.
Some fucking nice progress, dude. Yeah, we only really got caught up that one time.
True, true. Let's raid this place.
Raid the chain of bots. Is there any reason to throw that paper away ahead of time? Like, I've never seen any, like, consequence other than, like, that Bannon's like, we gotta keep this place clean, and throws it away himself.
No, it's just a joke.
It's not a very good joke, because all it is confusing to me. Well,
Just gotta burgle Bannon first.
She doesn't like hearing about how deadly she is.
She was like, it was 100.
Burn those bitches.
I feel like Bannon's been in this cave for a little too long. It's a bit weird.
Going a little cave crazy. Yeah, he just met this girl and he's already like just unloading everything.
Berating her.
Calm the fuck down, Bannon.
I'm so tired.
You don't know how long I've been standing right there.
Alright, let's continue the burgling of this place.
Isn't a white cape supposed to be in that wall?
You
I think
are
it
right.
is. Air Lancet. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. I wonder if it's still a white cape.
That's a good question. It is.
Yep. And what does that do with it? It improves your evade? Or is it like, is that the one that prevents you from going imp?
Imp and mute.
Okay. I think the Zephyr cape is the one that improves your dodge.
Oh, no back row penalty. So that's actually good for... I think that's a lock thing.
It is.
Yeah.
I think Lock is the only one that uses... Oh, no. Shadow does too. Uses Dirks.
Dirks.
Like little stabby knives.
Pokey.
Walk. One of my favorite scenes with Savin is in the what is it, the Phantom train, where he's like just like, give me all the food, oh awesome, yes, and Cyan's just like completely aghast, like, what are you doing? Why are you eating that?
Maybe I won't save in here.
No, why not?
Because I think we'll be stuck.
I think you can leave from right there.
But everyone's out of your team.
Indeed.
So this is the part where you were talking about, where
Yes.
he'll ask you a bunch of times if you want to join them or help them, essentially.
Story of hope.
So I think you can get 3 different types of items, and they just get progressively better.
Okay.
So,
But you don't screw yourself over if you say no too many times, right?
no, it eventually gives up, and that's when you get the ginger glove. So you said no, and it kind of reset. It would send you back inside. Go outside. He asks you the same thing, like, sort of, like, have you made a decision? Like, he words it differently.
Mm.
So you say no. Dialogue's a little bit different. Same
It's
thing
sad,
resets. And, like, I think the third and the last time, like, you're like, oh. And
You sure about this?
then it sort of just gives up and takes over.
Ah.
So I think if you say yes the first time, you get like a gauntlet, or
Yeah. That's what I
something.
remember getting, because I would always say yes. Because, like...
I'm not sure what happens if you say yes the second time. Maybe it's like it's still a gauntlet or something slightly better.
Well, there's nothing really in between Gauntlet and Genji Glove or whatever. Is there? Like, not really. Not that I can think of.
I think, like, there's a finite number of Genji Gloves.
Yes.
I think there's a boss that drops some. I don't think you can steal it from anybody.
I don't think so either. But there's you get it from a boss fight, and there's one in a treasure chest, I believe, too. In the cave right before you get to the floating continent, or right before the floating continent is a thing. The Cave of the Magi, I think it's called. There's oh wait, maybe I'm thinking of the Atma weapon. I think that's what it is.
Atma weapons in there.
Yeah, okay. Or maybe it's both. I can't remember, but definitely a very important weapon or a item is in that area.
Yep, you definitely don't want to miss that.
Oh boy. I'm pretty sure this is like the last part of the game where you could like possibly get stuck.
You might be right.
Maybe you could get stuck in the lock section that's coming up in the choose your own scenario Kupo part.
Oh yeah. So you get the Genji Glove.
Oh yes. Awesome. That's gonna help, obviously.
I do think I predominantly gave it to Sabin. What kind of use this one? Poison, Petrify. Petrify is good. He does need another one.
Yeah. But doesn't that mean he'll just attack with his fist?
Oh, I don't know. I thought he actually didn't attack, but we'll see. Oh. Can we go back?
Maybe we can level up. Oh shit.
Oh shit. It might actually be good.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, perfect. We can leave with Bannon.
Perfect indeed.
Alright. I think this is a good time to call it.
Okay, cool. Where we at? Almost 3 hours. Yeah, that's pretty damn good. I'd say that's a friggin' successful stream, buddy.
So next time we can take that raft and see if we can get through the part to Narshe.
Yeah, and if we get caught up, we can just level up a little bit.
That'll work.
Indeed, indeed. Cool, cool. All right, well, yeah, we're good.
Good.